Hey guys, what's up? It's Fatal Trigger here. Today I want to come at you with another game theory video. Today we're going to talk about overestimating cards. But before I start this, I want to give a little shout out to Asian Trigger, aka my student. His name's Henry. He's one of my close friends. Very cool guy. Um, he basically wanted to. He calls me sensei for now for some weird reason. But basically, I taught the kid everything he knows. But yeah, he showed some very good improvement. Honestly, consider him to be a master of Grand Blues. Like he's very good with that deck. Uh, I I like the fact that he turned a low tier deck into something that can be used against high tier decks. He plays locals versus high tier decks, aka Soul Saber Dragons and Blazing Flares and OTTs and all that jazz, and he always comes out on top. Uh, he really has skill at the game when it comes to Grand Blues. He knows what he's doing. He's even come up with some combos for Grand Blues that are kind of like, what the hell? How did I not think of that? The dude is very good. Sorry for the glare, by the way. The dude is very good with Grand Blues. He's very dedicated to that clan. And I honestly can't wait to see what he can do with it. So yeah, just there you go, Henry. You got your shout out. But anyways, let's get back on topic. Okay, so there's a huge problem that I see with many players when they see cards. The prime example is Blazing Flare Dragon. Now, Blazing Flare Dragon's effect is during your main phase, when your opponent's rearguard is put into the drop zone, it gets 3,000. This unit gets 3,000 power until the end of the turn. Okay, it's a very good effect. Now let's look at his other one. Soul Blast 5. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Now, people look at this and they think, oh my god, I can abuse the hell out of this, and I can pop my opponent's entire, entire thing, and blah, 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 and all that other jazz. So I can do this and that, and I can keep charging the soul, and da 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 da. No, you cannot. You have to think about practicality and how to implement the effect. For example, his effect is Soul Blast 5. Now, Kagros, a lot of people say they're not good at charging Soul. They are. They're very good at charging Soul. But the thing is, that's not their main focus. Decks like Pale Moon, Dark Irregulars, Oracle Think Tanks, they focus on charging Soul. Kagros do not. They have a few cards that help them here and there, but they just do not stack up, and they're too slow. People think that they can use the Blazing Flare's effect more than once. It's possible, yes, but it's not practical. Think about it this way. One of the easiest ways to charge a soul right now is to have Vortex as your vanguard, use Kimnara, shove him to soul, use Gatling Claw, shove him into soul, yada yada yada. But the issue is, not only do you waste resources to get a tiny little move, aka popping two cards at the same time, which you can accomplish with Kimnara and Blazing Flare, but also you sacrifice too much. You sacrifice too many cards just so you can get a small push. That's it. Blazing Flare is better utilized for his first effect, where he gains the power boost. It's the best one he has, and it's just best effect overall. He becomes a 21 by himself, backed up by an 8, and that's just very good. And that's also as a vanguard or a rear guard. Very good effect. But people overlook that and they skip right to the end. They're like, oh, I can keep charging soul. Don't do that. Do not overestimate a card. Another prime example is most clans have this kind of unit. It's called the sorry guys. It's called the damage unflipper. Basically, if it hits the vanguard, you unflip a damage. It's very good, but remember, you have to hit the vanguard. And their attacks are 9,000, and it's not that good. Because, let's say this is that damage flipper. Attack at the vanguard! Oh, you guard it. Next turn, oh, you're wailing at it. Do I either spend all my resources guarding this one card, falling into your trap, or do I just let it die? Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. It's helpful, yes, but you can't get it off every single turn. People overestimate cards like this because they just think too much of it. And I'm sorry, but effects like that can't be spammed. People think that they can keep fueling up Soul Saber Dragon, and they can't. Same thing applies to Blazing Flare. You cannot. It's not practical to use his effect more than once. His last effect is more of a backup. If you have no other Kimnaras or no other Blazing Flare, Berserk Dragons, and you want to have that push to make the game, use his effect. Simple as that. Anything else would be very impractical. Focusing the whole deck to make one small push, okay, pop 3, it's bad. You're better off, fueling for Vortex Dragon. It's less costly, takes less resources, and it does the same thing you want to do with Blazing Flare. Minus the power boost, that's the same results. It's not good. So please, guys, don't overestimate your cards. When you see a card that has an effect that looks pretty broken, first think of the implications. Think of how you can utilize the effect and how you can, basically how you can use it and how you can abuse it if you can. If you can't abuse it, oh well. It's very simple. It's just as simple as that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this short little game theory video. And yeah, I'll be coming at you guys with more content tomorrow and the following days. So yeah, Phil Trigger out.